Welcome, everyone. Welcome, everyone. And this is the Pec Rosa Buffalo Bills podcast. Thank you for joining me today. It's always an honor for me to talk about the Bills. But before I get into the Bills' big win yesterday, I would just like to say that to like and subscribe to my channel, that would be awesome, because the more subscribers and likes I get, the more happier I will be. So just click that like button and subscribe to that button, and we will be okay. Well, what are my thoughts about the Buffalo Bills' big win today? And their 43 to 21 win against the Washington football team, which, by the way, I always laugh at that name because they don't have a name. It's just a football team. Who plays in Washington? A football team. Wow, that is amazing. Anyway, I got off track there, which is what I normally do. But the Bills had a big win today, 43 to 21. I was really impressed by how the offense performed during this game. Josh Allen had himself a game. He was on fire. He was on point. I mean, his final stat line is amazing. He was 32 for 43, 358 yards and 4 touchdowns, and one of them was on the ground. He was pinpoint at from the beginning of the game to the end of the game. He showed why he was second in the MVP voting last year. People were really nervous about why isn't Josh Allen the quarterback we saw in 2020 in the first two games? Well, he showed why, and he showed the Bills fans that he still is that guy. And I think he can have a better game next weekend against the Houston Texans, who, in my opinion, are one of the worst teams in the NFL. They are not great. And if you saw their game on Thursday, last Thursday, they give up a lot of points. So Josh Allen should have another field day next week. But as for this game, I mean, he was on point. The receivers played a great game. Dawson Knox had a great catch in the corner of the end zone, and Cole Beasley had a good game. He almost had over 100 yards. And let's say some good things about Emmanuel Sanders. He had his first two touchdowns of his Bills career, and they were fantastic. His second touchdown was awesome and showed why he's a good football player. He ran a great route, even finished his route too, because he ran a quick slant. He ran a quick in, even when there was no defender there and he was wide open. That was a great catch, great route, and showed why he's one of the better receivers in the league, better slot receivers, and better number two as well. He's amazing, and I think that chemistry will just grow with Josh Allen and Emmanuel Sanders. He played an excellent game, and the offensive line gave Josh Allen time. That vaunted defensive line secondary did not even get close to Josh Allen. He was protected, and they even opened up some holes for the Bills running game, who I think is really improved from last year. Devin Singletary had a off game today, but Zach Moss picked up the load, literally and figuratively, and he even had a receiving touchdown. So both the receivers and offensive line, it was a great team effort by the offense, and the defense played another amazing game. I mean, they are bouncing back from a subpar season. They got better as the year went along, but last year, but I thought, they were still not up to that standard that they had in previous seasons, but they really had a good game again this year. They got pressure on Taylor Heineke. Now, pressure won't always lead to sacks, but pressure can lead to turnovers, which they got. Micah Hyde had a turnover. Jordan Poyer had a turnover. Both of those players, and Trey White also had a turnover. He had a great punch out from former Bill Logan Thomas at the 50-yard line, which led to a touchdown. So that was a really impressive showing by the Bills defense, and they'll just continue to get better and better as the year goes along. So it was a great game, and Brian Daboll called a great game. Woo. 1 minute. Oh boy. Oof. Sorry about that. Okay, so Brian Daboll played a great game, or called a great game. And Leslie Frazier as well. Sean McDermott really has his team humming along right now. 2 straight wins, and after a disappointing loss in week 1, the Bills are right back in it at 2-1, and the AFC is wide open if you really look at it. We have 2 undefeated teams in the AFC right now, and that's the Vegas Raiders and the Denver Broncos, and I think they'll come back to earth a little bit as well. So, it's really wide open right now. Tennessee is 2-1, Buffalo is 2-1. The Bengals are surprising 2-1 as well. So it's all right there for the Bills, especially for that number 1 seed. And the Chiefs are 1-2. I think they'll be back, but you can kind of see some cracks in the Chiefs. Their defense is not as good as it was the year before, so they'll come back to bite them, I think. So we'll see. We'll see where it heads, but I think the Bills are in great position right now, especially with a game they should win. They are favored by 17.5 points. I cannot remember, as a big Bills fan, I cannot remember the last time the Bills were favored by that much. 17.5 to the Houston Texans. So hopefully they can get a win. Next week, which I expect them to. I expect another great showing by the Bills. So, I'm excited. They're 2-1, and it's right there for the taking right now for the Bills. And I expect them to be even better next weekend. So hopefully, next week I am going to say another positive review for the Bills. So that is it right now. The Bills are 2-1 and in first place in the AFC East. And we are really happy right now. And I will be back probably on Wednesday to talk more about the Bills. What are my thoughts, or even some Bills history trivia as well. And then on Friday, I'm going to give my prediction on the Bills. So I hope you stay until then, and I hope you catch my content from here on out, because I'm going to do more Bills content. So I am Pat Crosa. Remember to like and subscribe to this channel. I would really appreciate it. And I hope you guys have a good day. Go Bills.